Hello everyone, on YouTube. I'm here at Red Bank, New Jersey, which is like a small, quaint little town. And here in this small, quaint little town is our own arcade establishment right here called YESTERcades. This is like an arcade establishment that honors like the games, arcade games in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, which is pretty cool. You can tell by the window display right here that all of the arcades are. These are all the cool old school arcades. They got cocktail machines, pinball, type of stuff. So let's go check it out inside and see what type of tricks they have. Let's just hope they allow video photography. It's pretty cool. Hi, I'm doing like a YouTube walkthrough video, if it's alright with you guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice. So, you can see here a lot of crazy old school games, stuff I've never seen. And they also got like modern games here. They got the PlayStation, they got Nintendo. Let's take a look at all the cool stuff. It looks like someone's playing Lego Rockstar for the Xbox. We got other games too. They got the Television, they got Sega Saturn, they got PS2 and Sonic. Oh, looks nice. And here we got someone playing Star Wars. On the counter there's like Odyssey, Jaguar, 360, Xbox, Play, Dreamcast. We've got the PJ here with the PS3. Nice. And of course there's like multiple board games, classic board games. Operations, Sorry, Fiction. Board games I've never even seen before. Oh, here's the Battleship board game. I did state before in two of my rants about the Battleship movie, the way they portrayed as humans versus aliens when it should have been based on the board game in particular. If you guys want to see my little rants, go see for yourself on the YouTube channel, if it's okay with you guys. Oh, I remember the Double Down Nickelodeon. It's pretty tight. Okay, let's take a look at the arcades now. Okay, let's start here. Over here we got WWF WrestleFest. I think they got also like another WrestleMania game right here, which I got. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Very old school, way before WWE and the Attitude Era and stuff like that. This here's Atari Zack Bios, whatever that game is meant. Looks pretty nice. Looks mostly like a air shooter game. I played a couple before. Oh, here's the Nintendo's own Donkey Kong 3. This one's sort of the less known Donkey Kong game. You rarely see it in arcades, and there's a pretty good reason why. It's mostly Donkey Kong meets Galaga under some occasions. You see on most of my favorites. Here's the classic Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Very old school. And here's Space Invaders. This one's my own personal favorite. This is mostly like you can see there's an artistic backdrop, and here's like the graphics area. It looks very artistic and very creative, no matter what it is. Okay, moving on. Now here's the classic Super Mario Brothers 2-player feature. Nintendo's own great creation. This is where the whole Mario Brothers genre started. We got Gyrus, which is another one of those space shooters. Very different because you spin around in circles. Really nice. Altered Beast, which is somewhat of a fighting / turn to monster thing. Very weird. but very unique. Sega's Golden Axe, which is it's your little fantasy type of adventure scroller. Joust. This is another one of those classic arcades straight from Williams. Double Dragon, another adventure side scroller. Here's Sega's, or not Sega, this is Ramstar. Bubble. I think this is before they did like a Tetris version. This looks kind of nice actually. It's straight up from Tokyo. Now here's the old popular Asteroids. That looks very incredible. This is like their little vector graph type game. And I kind of like the artwork around the screen with the asteroids, one popping up here. Controls look amazing. Over here is Donkey Kong Jr. Looks nice. This is the second of the Donkey Kong series. I'm pretty sure the first one's around here somewhere, hopefully. And they also got like classic photographs, memorabilia from their from like the 80s. You see Kiss, Village People, Alice Cooper. Looks kind of nice. This here's the cocktail version of Space Invaders, which is mostly like two-player co-op, I believe. It looks that way depending on how it looks. Alright, moving on ahead. This here's Burger Time, which is like a interesting platform shooter. The instructions are basically simple. You have to go up ladders and stuff to create burgers. Looks really nice. Now here's the all-time classic Galaga. You've seen most of my walkthrough videos that there was stuff like 20-year anniversary of Mixed Pack and Galaga, then the 3-pack with Galaga. This is the original. This one's called Gorf, but by the looks of it, it looks like it's under construction or restoration, I believe. We'll see what happens. Now here's the Nintendo game that you rarely see, which is Popeye, based on the classic cartoon. It looks really nice. It's mostly the platformer, kind of like Donkey Kong. Now here's Track and Field, which is like a somewhat of an Olympic type running game. Controls are kind of basic. You just had to run, jump, and the red button here starts to jump. Oh, this one I want to play. This is Tron. I've seen like the original movie and the revamped second part. I've always wanted to play the game ever since I started watching Tron Legacy, and I saw like YouTube videos from Flynn's Arcade and in Disneyland and stuff like that, and I said, I really want to play this. This is pretty awesome. I may have to try this bad boy out sooner or later. And now here's Miss Pac-Man. This is one of the all-time popular Pac-Man games, which I gotta admit, it's still popular even to this day. You get to see like of course, the 20-year cabinets and 3-way pack cabinets in every Dave & Buster's, bowling alley, usual type of stuff. This over here is Tempest, another vector graph type shooter, mostly flying based. Kind of like how they put the graphics up in color. Looks really nice. All right, moving along here. Now this here's like an old school TV that has the Atari game console here. This is like the instant classic gaming. You got like all the games for the Atari, along with games for Sega CD and the Sega Genesis, the 32X, and I think there's like a couple of Odyssey games right there. It's a cabinet for more Sega Genesis games, SNES games, NES games, N64. And there's a big screen showing all the classic games right here. And you can see all the classic games over there. They got SNES, Wii, original NES, you got N64, Sega, which is really nice, really nice. Here's Cruis'n World, an all-time racing game. I played like a couple of cruising games myself. There's Cruis'n Exotica and stuff like that. These are kind of fun. I think this is like the 2D version. It looks a little bit more like 3D. You can tell by the looks of it. And here's the long list of pinball machines right here. Let's get on the ground basics. Here's Monopoly, based on the board game. This one's a classic called the Power Play. You can tell it's classic because they don't have much of ramps. Pinbot. Nice. Roller games. Oh sweet, they have Super Mario Brothers. I haven't seen that since Sports World back when it was open in Travis. Gorgar. There's a couple of games I've never heard of anyway. A couple of these games or pinball games I never heard of. Here's Cyclone. I don't think it's based on the roller coaster in Coney Island, but looks nice. Looks kind of nice. I like how they preserved all this stuff. Looks cool. Electron, another pinball game I've never heard of before. It looks like a double board. You see like the big board here, inside like the double board. I think they have this for the Haunted Mansion. Here's Demolition Man. Starring I think that's Bruce Lee or something? I don't know. But anyways, this is kind of nice because they have like, I think it looks like some kind of handles here for the flippers instead of the circle. They have the circles here too, but oh no, wow. Now here's the Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man pinball. Looks like another classic. I like how they expanded from arcade games to pinball. Pretty fun. F-14 Tomcat. High Speed, which is out of order at the moment. Sorcerer, another game I've never heard of. And here's the Baywatch pinball. Nothing says pinball and girls like Baywatch. Here's the X-Files. That looks so nice. Oh, and this is my own time personal favorite. This is the Addams Family. This one's like one of the old-time favorite pinball arcades when you see them in circuses and stuff like that. Has a great feel to it. Alright, let's move on to the back right here. We got the classic Mortal Kombat. Here's Afterburner from Sega. Right, a shooter flying game simulator. Oh, this one I love. This is Revolution X, starring Aerosmith. This is like the shooter I used to play before. It was very fun, very creative. Like how they put Aerosmith into the mix. You can see the band right there. Now Tyler is of course the judge for what is it, American Idol? Yeah. I never see the show. It feels a little off at the fact that the show itself kind of embarrasses young people. But hey, it gives people a good shot to play. Now this one's kind of like a Golden Tee 2005. This one I kind of find strange, being that all the arcades back here are somewhat old school from 70s, 80s, and 90s. This one's from 2005. Well, I guess they need like a sports simulator somewhere along the way. And I think there are people who like to play golf. Here's World Class Bowling Sports Simulator. Don't know if they had it in like a bowling alley around it from one of my own previous video clips, but it looks nice. Over there's the jukebox that shows all the classic artists. Doesn't look like it's working at the moment. We got the pool table right here. We got another more memorabilia. Posters that are arcade related. Got the cocktail of Mr. Do, which is somewhat of a Dig Dug thing right there. Looks like it. Zaxxon, another shooter air arsenal. Hard driving. This is like a new, like a beginning of 3D right there, judging by the looks of it. Looks nice. Here's Clax. I think I've seen this in the Retro Rumble. I didn't get the idea of it, but judging by it, it's kind of like Tetris. You have to match all the colors in one go, and if you clear it all up, you win. It does look like it. I never heard of this game until Retro Rumble, anyways. We got some old school newspapers, basically straight up from the Red Bank area, talking about the place. It's nice. This is the X-Men, another personal favorite I like to play before. Always played on the 4-player co-op, depending on what it does. Operation Wolf, actual shooter. Yeah, looks nice. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Even has the good old-fashioned music. Now they say they're doing like a revamp of the Turtles with Michael Bay not directing, producing. But I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, depending on Michael Bay had a tendency to make things bad, like Transformers. Even if it was pretty cool in the action base. We got Die Hard Arcade. Another, it looks a little like 3D-ish, but it's based on the movie, and it's pretty nice how they handle it. And here's the all-time personal favorite, Simpsons. Nice. Alright, moving on. Oh, here we go. We got Marvel vs. Capcom, the original Marvel vs. Capcom. I showed you guys this in the in like a laundry arcade, but it was in Japanese for most of you who already figured that out by now. This one's pretty much English. But anyways, it's kind of nice. This is way before the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and before Capcom decides to do their DLC thing, which I gotta find is pretty sour for them to do. Here's Millipede, which is before the whole Centipede. This is the kind of like before the whole Centipede game starts. Basically, it's like a roller shooter. You have to shoot as many enemies as you can, and of course you have to hit the Centipede itself. Now here's the Police Trainer, which is a police shooter simulator. It looks nice. And here's Battlezone, their very own, another vector-graph game. I've seen this before on a couple of favorite videos. Here, let me give you a close-up. Basically, it's sort of a quote-unquote tank driver game, judging by the looks of it. Looks nice. Here is NBA Jam, which is the basketball game. I think this is like old school because I don't think everyone saw these athletes before ever. Oh, I guess you can't blame them on the classics, supposedly. Gauntlet, another one of those fantasy myth adventures. This one's Rolling Thunder, which I've never heard of, but it looks nice. Very 3D-ish. Not 3D-ish, but 2D-ish, anyways. But it looks pretty cool. Here's Mr. Do's Castle, Universal. Oh, that's awkward. I think this is like a sequel to Mr. Do, but it's hard to tell. And here's the Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, before it moved on to the NES. And here's Off-Road, which is a racing game. And as you can see, this was like a popular game before. It's mostly like you race around in the dusty course. Not much exciting, but it's very nice how they keep the old school graphics. Let's move on to the other side. You can see here, this is Galaxian. Galaxian is like the prequel to Galaga. You can tell by why it's called it. Here's Final Fight, which is like a fighting game. Or is it a scrolling game? I can't tell. But anyways, it looks pretty cool. Oh, so it is a scrolling game. Alright. It's cool. Now here's Tekken 3. I already showed it to you in Framed Bowling Alley and Port Authority, so yeah, basically another fighting game. Phoenix, another space shooter. I like how they do it. I don't know how the concept of it is. Looks like you're shooting that big ship, but nice. And here's Moon Patrol, scrolling vehicle shooter. Yeah, you could tell how it looks. Very interesting for a game like that. Let's move on to the rest of the way. Okay, let's see. Here's Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Another fighting game, part of the Mortal Kombat series. That has all the more characters and everything. Here is Pac-Man, the game that started it all right here. And this here's Baby Pac-Man, which is one of those very unique, innovative games. See, not only that it's an arcade, but down there, it's also a pinball machine too. So basically, if you want to play with the joystick, the buttons here is for the flippers. I like how innovation went with this bad boy. I do not know if they had anything like this before. I can understand why you rather see something like this. Here's Bad Dudes, another scroller fighter. Bad Dudes versus the Dragon Ninjas. Alright. Now here's WWF WrestleMania. Another wrestling game, another WWF game here in this arcade establishment. Very nice. Has all the great stars and everything. And now here's another favorite game, Pole Position. This is one of the all-time great racing games long before any other games happened. Now it looks nice on a standpoint. Had a bit of a 2D/3D-esque feel, and it had billboards showing like all of the other games. Very nice. Here's the cocktail version of Q*bert. Now I think if I remember correctly, my dad used to like Q*bert. He might enjoy a game like this. Moving on, Time Pilot 84. Another space shooter. This one you go all over in different directions, kind of like asteroids. Now this here's Punch-Out. This is a two-screen thing. One screen you use to fight. The other screen is your results or progression or whatever. Elite Enforcers, another shooter. This one's a classic shooter my taste. I tried this in a Royal Caribbean arcade a long time ago. Really fun. And this here's Virtual Fighter. This is way before the this is like, as you can see, it's mostly cubic and very undesignish. But anyways, I seen this game before in like a pizza place in Bergenline before they closed it down. Looks kind of interesting. All right, now let's finish it up right here. Frogger, another classic game from the 70s. Basically, it's mostly like you have to cross your way through cars and rivers and stuff like that. Tried it before, had no idea if I had to go all the way forward or just back and forth. Oh, whatever. Here's Centipede. Just like Millipede. Oh, this is nice. Duck Hunt. I didn't realize Duck Hunt was an arcade itself. Huh. How strange. Oh well. Here's the classic Tetris. If you don't know Tetris, it's nice. Pretty much a puzzle game you have to get through. You have to make sure all the shapes match and stuff like that. Here's Defender, which is, I gotta admit, the most extremely hard game imaginable. Trust me, I tried it before in a Seaside Heights arcade, and it's not that easy trying to beat. Arcanide, another game I really like. Mostly like a breakout game, and it's really fun. Here's the classic Donkey Kong. No need for introductions in this bad boy. And last but not least, Dig Dug. Yeah, that's how it goes. So I guess that pretty much wraps up the walkthrough. No, I don't know if they're gonna add more new games. Who knows? Maybe they might add like a classic DDR machine here, because I'm always a big fan of the DDR. But who knows? Maybe in the near future they might add new games along the way. So that's pretty much for the arcade. Just stay tuned for more of my walkthrough videos, and see you around.